The aftermath of the WBO welterweight title defense from Bryan Norman over there in Japan on the 19th of June, Thursday just gone, where it's been a lot of praise from Bryan Norman Jr.'s performance and his highlight reel knockout. The same cannot be said for Jin Sasaki, who had to be rushed to hospital and has been reported to have suffered memory loss from the previous 6 weeks. I've seen a report on TalkSport's news website, and the report says boxer has memory wiped for 6 weeks after suffering a sickening knockout. Japanese boxer Jin Sasaki has lost 6 weeks worth of memories after falling victim to one of the most brutal knockouts of the year. Sasaki challenged Bryan Norman Jr. for the American's WBO welterweight title on Thursday afternoon in Tokyo, Japan. The 23-year-old was taken a massive step up in competition after previously operating at fringe world level. Norman Jr. dropped Sasaki twice in the opening round and battered his overmatched opponent from pillar to post en route to a vicious 5th round knockout. A perfectly timed sweeping left hook left Sasaki flat on his back as medical staff rushed to the ring. The local fighter lay motionless for over a minute before he was placed on a stretcher and whisked off to hospital. There he underwent neurological tests before being discharged the same day. CT scans showed that there was no bleeding on the brain. However, according to S.A. Nakaya, the president of Sasaki's gym, the boxer lost his memory for the last month and a half before the fight. Nakaya claims Sasaki told him in the hospital, "I don't even remember that this title match was decided." As Sasaki was taken to hospital after the fight, the post-fight press conference was cancelled. Instead, Nakaya released a statement on Sasaki's conditions, reading, "Sasaki Tsutomu was taken to the hospital after the match and underwent a CT scan. There was no injuries such as bleeding. However, he hit the back of his head hard and is currently losing his memory. There were no visible physical injuries, but we will be keeping an eye on him and he will be going back to the hospital tomorrow for another checkup." Sasaki's setback marked his second stoppage loss after previously being blasted away inside the distance by Andy Hirioka in a Japanese super lightweight title fight back in 2021. He falls to 19 wins, 2 losses and 1 draw as a professional, while Norman Jr. climbs to 28 wins, no losses, with 22 of those victories coming inside the distance. Norman Jr. is now setting his sights on unification bouts. So, this is quite disastrous for the young man. Losing memory for 6 weeks before the fight, talking about he didn't even know that the fight had actually been agreed. So he didn't even realize that he had a whole training camp and was in the ring having the fight at the moment when he got knocked out. He didn't even realize that when he woke up, which is what we call the sad side of the sport, the occupational hazard side of this sport. This is why they say boxing is not a game. You don't play boxing. So I thought I should make this aware because obviously I've been reporting on the fight. So I thought I should make this be known to the people that watch my videos. And we wish Jin Sasaki a speedy recovery. Maybe he will retire from boxing because these things can have long-term underlying issues. But who knows? But what we can say is speedy recovery, and we wish you all the best. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next video.